Hello everybody, Chocolate 1000 reporting for duty, welcoming you back to an episode of my brilliant diamond Hooplocke Nuzlocke. After the last episode of me having a little bit of a rant about why Pokemon that were given a brand new evolution that debuted in the Sinnoh region were to never ever be shown until Pokemon Platinum came out. And then having Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl somewhat fixed that by only having the Pokemon show up as a rare encounter in the Grand Underground. It almost makes me feel like that the name of this game is false. Brilliant Diamond. If a game is to be called Brilliant, then it needs to be brilliant. But at the moment, there are many downsides about this game, two of which I can easily mention. The Grand Underground, where the rare Pokemon only show up a certain percentage of the time, otherwise you get nothing but common Pokemon every single time. And secondly, navigating a 2D map in 3D. When you keep hugging the wall when you're not even trying to. Those are the two biggest downsides I would honestly say about this game. And I wish that they weren't. I really do. Because when I heard about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl coming out, I was actually excited about it because I thought, the regular Diamond and Pearl games I have for the DS, every time I at least try to play them, occasionally, every single 5 minutes of playing the game, by random chance, the game decides to just crash. So I would have to turn the game off and then back on again to claim back the progress that I lost. And it happens way too many times on the DS, so I never bothered playing Diamond and Pearl on my DS ever again. I only played one game, and I had it do the whole concept of, oh, the game crashed, oh, the game crashed, oh, the game crashed, again and again, and I was getting sick and tired of it. So I thought, okay, as soon as I beat the game for the first time, I am not playing it ever again. But I didn't get rid of the games. Instead, oh, for God's sake! Instead, I am basically saving them for something, because basically, I think one of the games of Diamond and Pearl, one of them did actually have the EU logo to indicate that, oh, it's a European game, but another one actually has USA on it. So, in other words, I basically bought one of the two games on Amazon, had it delivered, and on the game card it said USA, meaning it's an American game. But when I looked at the shipping, it said that the game was to be dispatched in the United Kingdom. So, really, if it was dispatched in the United Kingdom, it would say EU for European Union rather than USA. But whatever. Oh, not this side. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm kind of in a situation where I seem to be in a rant mood all of a sudden. So I do apologize about that. But to be honest, when it comes to video games, I do tend to rant a lot. I honestly do. It's not really a habit. It's more so my personality more than anything. to be honest. My personality is the reasoning of why I'm basically known to be negative half the time. When something happens that always infuriates me, is the best way of putting it. Which I'll probably say, genuine question I will probably ask you guys, and you are free to mention this in the comments, but just be wary of the words you use and also how you basically phrase it. Because I don't want people to be like, oh, I'm being negative about somebody saying something negative about a game or whatever. I don't want that. I want people to be speaking their own mind about things they hate about the games they play, but don't bring anyone else in the equation. Have the equation be just you and you alone. Because I don't want this question to be answered in a way that's going to start off an argument. So the question that I'm going to ask you guys is, for the games that you play, what makes you angry when you play the game? Is there anything at all that you wish was better in the game, but it's not? Actually, do you know what? I find it kind of weird, actually, in this game, how when somebody gives you Cut and Rock Smash, you get 3 uses of those moves, but when you find Fly, which is another HM move, you only get 1. I'm actually going to teach Fly to Casper because I need a flying type move. I don't really need Mean Look. But at the same oh god. You know what? No, I don't need Mean Look. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yeah, I was thinking that Mean Look would actually be helpful for something later on, but no. Right, Poison Fang are going to move down there. Cross Poison are going to move onto the top, and that. There we go. Hi. So yeah, what in a video game makes you angry the most? Like, do you get angry because of the game glitching, where you basically fall through a bottomless abyss and it counts as killing you or something? Or do you get angry because you're basically telling your character to do something, but instead it's doing something else and it kind of screws with you a bit? I can't exactly think of a perfect example of this other than, well, you basically tell your character to jump. You push the jump button, but you see your character just walk off the cliff when you clearly push the jump button to jump, but the game didn't register the jump, so it basically falls into the bottomless abyss and dies. All because the game decided to not register the jump that you basically told the character to do. Does something like that oftentimes make you angry? Or do you also have occasions where you're making significant progress in a game and all of a sudden, bam, the game crashes and you have to turn it off? And the last time that you saved the game was about, say, 10 hours ago. Meaning you've lost all of that progress. Let me know what you guys think. Like, what makes you angry the most in a video game when you are playing the game on your own, not when you are playing with other people? So there we go. We have Haunter. And immediately I'm going to be trading Haunter so that way we can get a Gengar. And he wants to learn Shadow Punch from the first second he evolves. And this is actually something I'm going to be showing you is really neat. The very second you first enter the Union Room, if you push down the Y button, okay. No. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I think you have to like do something in the game to basically push down the Y button that will basically allow you to do trades in the Union Room even when you are nowhere near a Pokemon Center. I have no idea how you unlock that. Oh, I know. I figured it out. Head down here. You basically meet this person and she'll mention about Global Room. Yeah, so here we go. So in the Global Room, you can enter the Global Room from either of the two counters on the left or by pressing the Y button. You can do link trades, link battles, and so on with trainers from all over the world. As soon as you talk to her, you don't even need to be in a Pokemon Center at all to connect to the Union Circle. So right here, I am going back out into Route 214. And straight away, bam, you can connect to the Union Square, well basically the Union Room, whenever you want. And when you leave, it will basically put you straight back to where you last left. So here we go. Oh, I was pushing down the buttons on the wrong controller. So here we go. I'm going to bring up I don't know if this is actually showing well because I can barely see my Nintendo Switch behind my game boxes. But here we go. We now have a Gengar. And if I actually want to, I could technically do this for Geodude and Marchup as well, but I don't really care about that personally. And obviously, I will definitely say it does this in Sword and Shield, but not so much in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Even though you evolve your Ghastly the Haunter, it will want to learn Shadow Punch, but as soon as you evolve Haunter into Gengar, it will ask you again if it wants to learn Shadow Punch. And I'm like thinking, I told you no the first time, stop asking me. Okay, so there we go. I'm ending off the trade. And now I can leave. And there you go. Straight back in Route 214. It actually saves so much time. If you want to do some trade evolutions, but you can't be bothered to walk all the way back to the Pokemon Center. Right. Is it over here? No. Alright. You know what? Let's actually give Gengar some screen time. I don't believe we've ever got to properly use Gengar. Well, we never got to properly use Ghastly in this Nuzlocke, but we have used the Ghastly line before when doing my Heart Gold Let's Play, because it was a shiny Gengar then. So here we go, use Hypnosis. Because the one thing that I hate most than anything about people using Wormadam is they do the exact same thing that they do with the Meditites. They always love to spam Protect. And there you go. If I used Hex originally, it wouldn't have done that much damage. And I also do find it kind of questionable how Wormadam is actually known to learn Quiver Dance, because it doesn't really help it that much. Right, going up here, another jar of honey hidden in the trees. Actually, yeah, do you know what? Let's keep Gengar in. Battle a Psychic Trainer. I do actually find it interesting how the Psychics, when they throw the Pokeball, they're showing that the Pokeball is actually floating. But I know I said this once and I'll probably say it again. Do you guys actually believe in Psychics? Like, truly. Because I know there's been random occasions where I said I feel like I'm psychic, but I'm not really. Because psychics are known to basically know everything you're thinking in your brain, and also telling you what your future will be, and the future, whatever they say, will actually happen. But the fact is, would you actually believe it? Because it'd be like, they would say, a psychic would actually just randomly say, you will find a forest and stumble upon the curiosity to enter the forest, and upon entering the forest you will see I don't know what the best thing is to say in this case. Like, okay, so here's the first heart scale. You come across a forest, you enter the forest, and then you end up seeing a cabin. And that's it. You'll like say, they'll just say, in 2 weeks' time, you will find this forest you've never been to before, and you'll pique a curiosity to enter the forest, and upon entering the forest, you will find a cabin. And then, sure enough, you decide, oh, there's a forest. Let's see if that future prediction that the psychic gave me is actually true. And you enter the forest, and then, sure enough, you find a cabin. But the thing is, the forest is actually a forest you have already been to before and already knew that the cabin was there. You see where I'm coming from with this? It's like the psychic believes that they can see what you are going to do in the future, but it's not actually the case. They're not saying what they believe you're going to do in the future. They are saying what they want you to do in the future. It's like you're basically talking to somebody and you're asking them to give you a hint on what to do. They give you the hint and they're like, okay, thanks, I'll go do that. And you actually end up doing that. And then randomly somebody will just say, hey, I'm psychic. He actually did something that I said would be the best thing to do. When that is not the case at all. The only time you would probably believe that somebody is genuine psychic is if they are able to tell exactly what you've done in your past life that you have not told anybody. That's the only way. That's the only way for people to actually believe that somebody is psychic. Like, honestly, I am not going to say that psychics are real for predicting what's going to happen in the future, because you can easily change that. It's like, say, oh, you're going to decide to... I see in the future that you are going to buy this game in the game store tomorrow. And he'd be like, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. And then tomorrow happens and you decide, I'm not getting the game. I'm not getting the game. I didn't get the game. And then next day after that, you then get the game. It's like you're basically proving the psychic wrong by saying you're not going to do what the psychic believes is going to happen in the future for you. That is my argument, personally. I honestly find psychics to be false. I really do. And I know there have been times where I've said, I feel like I'm psychic because I'm actually predicting something just out of the blue. Like, say, like in my recording in Mario Party 4, that time when I just randomly said, this card is going to be the #1 prize. And I chose it, and it actually was the #1 prize. But I didn't even know it was going to be, because basically, if you're wondering what I'm on about, it's the scratch card lottery that you do in the Shy Guy bingo thing, or not Shy Guy bingo thing. Okay. Whenever you like play on a board, you see this lottery corner, and you basically play 2 games. One game being, you rotate the thumbstick, and whatever color ball comes out determines what you get. And the other one is you basically have 12 cards and one of them has a number 1 on it. And the rest of them is either a number 3, a number 2, or a try again. And you have to choose one of the 12. And eventually, you then decide, I'm going to choose this one. And all the time is always try again. But when I was doing it, I just said, this one's try again, this one's try again, this one's try again. This one is a 3. This one's a try again, this one's a 2, this one's a try again, this one's a 1, and the rest of them are try again. So I'm going to go for the one that I said is the 1, and sure enough, I choose it, and it was actually the 1. Like, I basically predicted that when I didn't exactly know it was actually there. I just said it by pure randomness. Right, okay, Giraffaric. I don't really like you as a Pokemon, but you need to get caught. You might actually be helpful for the Nuzlocke. There we go. Yeah, I know, normal Psychic type. Obviously, it is actually helpful. Its weaknesses will only be Bug and Dark, because normal has an immunity to Ghost. So that will do me wonders. But anyway, I'm going to call things an end to this episode. Right, I'm going to... Obviously, this is kind of a standard name. Palindrome. The reason why I'm calling that is because a palindrome is basically a word where it is spelt the exact same way with one singular letter in the middle to divide it, like a mirror. Because as you can see, you got a G both at the beginning and the end. Next is the I, then the R, then the A, and then the F meets in the middle. That is called a palindrome. Oh, modest nature and in a focus. Nice. All right, sweet. But anyway, next episode, we are basically going to be proceeding further onwards to make our way to Prestoria City, because we are actually getting closer than you think. It's not really that long of a trek, to be honest. You only have to go through 2 routes and a specific location, really. But anyway, I'll see you guys then.